Hi guys. So we're going to continue with the inequalities that we have been working on, and we're going to look at a new example. If you look here, we need to start graphing the inequalities also, which should be review from last year. So when we graph an inequality, we use a number line like this. Go ahead and write this number line here. Take a minute and do that. And when we graph things on the number line, we use either an open circle or a closed circle. So you can see right here, an open circle is used for greater than or less than, and a closed circle is used for less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. So basically, if you see the equal sign with it, that means it gets a closed circle. If there is no equal sign, like here and here, it gets an open circle. Okay, so make sure you have that in your notes. Pause it if you need to. The next example we're going to look at says graph y is greater than -8. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a quick sketch of a number line. And I don't need every single number on here because that's not important or necessary. So what I'm going to do, I have a -8. I'm just going to do a couple of numbers before -8. And a couple of numbers after -8, and that's good enough. Okay, so it says y is greater than -8. Well, if I look back up here at my notes, greater than is right here. That gets an open circle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put an open circle on -8. And then it says it's greater than -8. Well, greater than would be to the right of a number line. So I'm going to go ahead and draw like that. And that's it. So that graph says that y is greater than -8. I drew the open circle, and then I made it greater than by going to the right. Okay, so what I want you to do is go ahead and try these 4 on your own. Pause the video here. Once you're done, press play, and check your work. Okay, we're going to have some guest graphers here. So hang on 1 second. They're fighting, but I'm going to just give this to Maddie. No. Maddie's going to do the first one. Here you go.
What do I say?
So Maddie's drawing a number line. Okay, so she's putting -1 on there, -2, -3. All right, so she's putting a couple of numbers there. All right, and then since it says x is less than -1, she put an open circle on -1.
That way. And then the arrow is to the left because it's less than -1.
Nice job. Thanks, Maddie. Okay. Now Noah Russo is going to do number 7.
Okay, so first we draw the line and we make numbers. Okay, and since it's greater than or equal to, you have to do a closed circle. And then it goes to the right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next we have Noah Hain. And she's going to draw the number line first. So she'll need like 0, 1, 2, 3.
Hello.
So Noah's decided to put decimals on her number line because it says s is less than or equal to 1.4. So she's putting 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6.
Okay, now I'm going to circle the 1.4, and it's going to be filled in because it's less than or equal to. And then the line would go this way.
Because it's less than. Nice. Thanks, Noah. Awesome.
No problem.
All right, so I'm going to do the last one. And the last one's a little different because the t is on the right side. So what I'm actually going to do is rewrite this. This says -1/2 is less than t. I'm going to rewrite this going the other way. So if you were to read this right to left like Hebrew, it would actually say t is greater than -1/2. So I'm going to write that. T is greater than -1/2. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just put a 0. Actually, move that 0 over. I'm going to put a -1 here, a 0 here, and a 1 here. And then it's greater than -1/2, so I'm going to put an open circle where -1/2 would be. That would be right about here. And then greater than goes this way. Okay, so check your work, make sure it matches mine. If you need to fix anything, go ahead and do that. Okay, the last kind of problem we're going to look at is when you're given a graph, but you have to write the inequality. So previously, I gave you the inequality, you wrote the graph. Now I'm giving you the graph, you write the inequality. So if we look at this graph here, there's an open circle on 3, and it's going to the right. You can use any letter you want. I'm going to use an X. So if it's going to the right, that must mean greater than. And since it's open, it's just plain old greater than. So X is greater than 3. Okay, let's look at the next one. This one, I'm going to put an X also and a -5. Now this one says it's going to the left, so it's got to be less than. And it's closed right here, right? So that's got to be less than or equal to. And that's it. Okay, make sure you have these copied down. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to. You don't have to write every single number on the number line. You can just write some of them. Okay, I want you to do one more on your own. So pause the video here, try this one, and then check your work. So it says write an inequality for the graph. I'm going to go ahead and put an X. It looks like the dot's on -1. I'll put that there. And then I see that it's going to the right, so that's got to be greater than. And it's filled in, so that's greater than or equal to. All right, go ahead and check your work. Feel free to go back in the video and check anything else you need to.